traveling to Singapore. Singapore. Hindi ko
alam.
Ayan. So ngayon, ano ginagawa natin? Naghahanap ng adapter. Tsaka mag-exchange to SGD. Kasi sold out na sa mga money changer dito. Sa airport. So, naghahanap ngayon. Meron dito sa loob after immigration. Pero mga 7 PM pa. Yan. So, looking for travel adapter and then probably we'll eat. We'll be eating. Yan lang.
We tried looking for an adapter but decided to find one in Singapore instead, and so we just had our first meal of the day here. I was just really glad to enjoy my waffles with bacon and maple syrup and coffee after my experience at the immigration. It took me a while to be cleared because the officer was looking for my company ID, which by the way is not a requirement, and so I left it at home because it was the last thing I wanted to think about. Gladly, I was able to show proof of employment or reason to return here in the Philippines through a photo of me in one of our company events. It was quite a fiasco, but I was just glad to be going on this journey that I didn't really mind what happened so much. By around 8:30 PM, we were already boarding the plane and off to Singapore.
Alright, it's what, 12:30? We just landed here in Singapore. We are on our way to the immigration. Alright, at this point we are going to the arrival area and the immigration area where we are going to show and submit our arrival card.
We weren't allowed to take videos or photos in the immigration area, but everything was so fast and smooth. Upon showing my SG arrival card, the officer just asked me what vaccine brand I had for my first dose, and that was it. We then exchanged our pesos to 100 SGD at the airport. Rates aren't that bad here, but for better rates, we exchanged the rest in Chinatown. We got a Wi-Fi device at the Changi Recommends booth. It was around 10 SGD per day, which was good because we can connect any number of devices and there seemed to be no data limit. After those, we followed the ride-hailing signs, booked a Grab to our accommodation, and waited for a ride. By around 1:30 AM, we were already at the Pod, which was the hostel where we stayed. We booked beds in a mixed dormitory, and we were glad to be greeted by a fellow Pinoy at the reception, despite the place having a self-check-in counter. We also appreciate the common areas. There is a long table for hanging out, sink, Wi-Fi, sockets, dining area with a fridge and water dispenser, a meeting room, and a vendo. Our room was located at the 5th floor, but unfortunately, I was unable to take a video of our space. So anyway, each floor has its own shared sink. There was also hot and cold shower with body wash and shampoo and toilets with bidet. It was clean and rooms were secure because you can only access them with a key card. After settling down our things in the locker right under our bed, we sat outside for a midnight snack/dinner. I got these from 7-Eleven just because I thought we were going to eat at the hostel since not a lot of restos were open at that time. We actually ended up eating at McDonald's. I got the Laksa Delight prawn burger, which had crispy prawn patty topped with creamy laksa sauce, some eggs, and cabbage slaw. I really wish we had this back at home. And for dessert, of course, I got the pulot hitam pie, which was a sweet, creamy bean-based treat. And while we were eating, we also found out late that Golden Mile, which was where Thai food can be found, was actually near our place and open. So anyway, that's it for the evening and we'll see you tomorrow.
Dapat yung ano?
Fried fish dormy.
Hindi ko kasi sure kung saan may fried fish.
Yun yung chef menu.
Yun mo yung shark?
Bibili pa ako eh.
Sige. Saan ka bibili?
Drink pa lang.
Gusto ko ng drink na malamig.
Try mo ng drink.
Second. What's the street?
But it is full of show. What? Well, it's kind of small. Where's Fortune again?
It's a small narrow street.
Ooh, they have plums.
Oh, I feel like kind of like weird when you're a tourist.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a
But,
tourist.
no, it's something exciting. And the fact was that he introduced me to a lot of places in Singapore.
Ah, really?
Yeah, including where McDonald. So you can go straight.
If I remember right, there's a temple here. There's a temple here, right?
Temple.
I remember doing just that. What do you call that?
Bye.
High five.
For me?
Well, I think we're in the line. This is a line actually.
Is
Why are we
it?
following
A
a line?
line? Going where?
I thought it's just people walking.
I'm so touristy. I have to put my phone down.
Ah, it's the entrance to the temple.
Yeah, something like unique about
Okay. Really good cheap.
That's our words. Like I say you're happy, but I say happy. Been here a long time, I know. Really? Oh, I was kind of vagabond.
I think this one is wear
Oversized. Oh, because I undersized on another. Wow, Jacob.
What's this?
Art
Art center. It's nice.
Ah, this is for Hi, but this is so many vegetarians.
Oh.
Because Buddhist temples nearby.
Oh, that's why. No.
Do you guys have plans to drink?
What?
Do you have plans to drink?
Here?
This place is known for its sake and
Ah, really?
Japan beer.
This one?
For what?
It's not open yet. They open at night.
Nobuya.
Nobuya. You've been there?
No, not
You know, I think it's new. Open after you left.
Meshi.
No.
The one is opened by
Tama.
Mediacorp actors. The place, the vegetarian place.
Everything here.
Dim sum
Vegetarian.
shop.
Vegetarian.
There's a lot of food.
Nice.
Up to the top, there's more cafes at the top.
I wish the Philippines had more vegetarians.
Really? Not like Singapore.
I wish.
The place is big.
We have different definitions. They're
Oh.
very strict about vegetarian.
This is what it's said. Yeah. The whole hype was there.
This one?
Okay,
What?
this one.
What's there? What's upstairs?
No, I'll just show you
Okay.
where it goes.
This is not.
Alright.
This is.
I don't know. Even more.
Nice.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just cafe, just
Cool.
vegetarian.
I think this hall has changed. This one has changed. But the rest remains the same. This one has been here for so long.
This is where I learned the mga white focus, the different
Ah.
drinks. The herbal drinks, this is where I learned the Lohan Gold. Okay, I'm lost.
Where are we?
Ah, there.
What is it? What is that?
Museum.
Is this the museum already?
It's a Singapore
Cool, yeah.
Singapore Management University.
Which one?
This one.
This is SMU.
That one is a museum.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh.
Museum. The one where we saw
Yes!
That's different. That's different. That's in Manila. Because again, Manila is the oldest. That's where the Spanish food came.
Is a nice.
Yeah, I think Manila now.
Welcome to the National Museum of Singapore! It was a long walk through history of Singapore. Everything in the permanent galleries were in chronological order. We got to see its beginnings from pre-colonial times to when modern Singapore was founded, to times of war, and to the road to independence and peace. Everything displayed here was to make sure that history is remembered. I enjoyed most especially, as a comms girl, the part where old television and radio sets were displayed. Old household appliances and furniture then were so retro. I super duper loved it. Here you can even smell the polluted river water back then. Great reminder for future generations to keep the environment clean. Even the chandeliers were awesome.
Oh wow! That's pretty!
At the Glass Rotunda, digital art collective TeamLab showcased an immersive installation called The Story of the Floor.
Welcome to Singapore.
Yes! Welcome to Singapore!
Where it was so magical right from the start.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
The animated flora and fauna were astounding.
Oh, I love the colors. Look at that.
The display on Singapore fashion and luxurious lifestyle was also one of my favorites. Check out clothes from the 1800s even to the early 1900s. A lot of the things that most prestigious families owned were very ornate and golden. For an entrance fee of 15 SGD, the permanent galleries are already super sulit. We then headed to Chinatown via MRT. Of course, more temples and shopping. Before that, we exchanged our USD to SGD and found the best rate at stall 128 People's Park Complex. We also visited shops that sell clothes, snacks, and even these beautiful chopsticks where you can have names embossed. We also dropped by where a lot of uncles hang out for Chinese chess.
We're here in Chinatown, and here is where the uncles play chess. Our friend Dan used to play here.
And then, lunch at Maxwell Food Centre. We didn't miss the chance to try out Tian Hainanese chicken rice, which apparently has received praises from food authorities, Anthony Bourdain and Gordon Ramsay. And yes, I super love the fragrant rice. It's really good enough to eat on its own, and the chicken just falls off the bones and it's super juicy. Perfect too with steamed fresh bok choy.
So, this is longan, right? In the Philippines, we pronounce it longan.
Longan? Longan.
Yeah. So I
Longan
was
here also
asking,
what?
huh?
Longan also what? This longan.
Huh?
This longan.
But the auntie said longan. So she didn't.
Longan?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
After lunch, we went to the shops at Marina Bay Sands for more shopping, but because we were kind of tired from all the walking, we had some coffee and cookies at this cafe at the entrance of the Art Science Museum. Then we were supposed to head to Gardens by the Bay, but it started raining, so we waited it out by doing some more shopping. And after an hour or so, we walked towards Gardens by the Bay for the Cloud Forest. This place made me realize how much importance Singapore gives to nature. Despite being this big urban jungle, they really make it a point to make trees, flowers, grass, plants a natural part of its landscape. Incorporating environment in their development plans is really a sign of true progress. We capped off our Gardens by the Bay visit by checking out the really pretty light show at the Supertree Grove. For dinner, we traveled to Lau Pa Sat, where I tasted the best satay in my life, no joke. Pork, chicken, and prawn, they're absolutely addicting and perfect with a glass of cold beer. We also had this duck kway chap, and this is an absolute food fave during this whole SG travel. It's very comforting. The flat noodle rolls with braised duck meat and an assortment of pork, offals, belly, and ears. Wow, it was a really long day. We were super tired but really happy for the packed first day in SG. I'll be sharing more with you soon. And that's it for today's video. I hope you like this one. Feel free to comment for any question, thoughts, whatsoever, and please subscribe if you feel like it. Thank you, Mia. We'll see ya again soon. Bye!